And welcome back to the Crypto Hulk Show. Oh my God. Yep. Root is still up at 100% profit. But what about all the dumb people saying, but Crypto Hulk, a rug pull, pump and dump? I've never heard of a pump and dump staying at 100%. I've never heard of a rug pull working with Ripple's XRP. Haven't heard that. I haven't heard of a rug pull with a use case that's going to run the whole metaverse, AI, and everything in the futureverse. I haven't heard of a rug pull attempting to do that. I guess that's dumb fucks commenting on the channel. It sounds to me like some dumbasses missed out on getting that 100% gain. Oh! Looks like they weren't watching the right channel because everything we talk about here goes up at least 37%, sometimes 1,500%. Yep, should have been watching. You should have been watching Zoltar. You know.
I see you over there.
Okay. Welcome back to the best channel, where you can watch the show, and that's for show, and easily, without a problem, make gains of 100%, 130%. Too fucking easy if you watch my show. Because we've got the power of Zoltar. That's what they don't have. This guy right here, our fortune teller, Andrew Thompson, welcome to the 2024 Crypto Explosion. Matias Sanchez, welcome to the entry-level membership. Let me see who showed up. Oh, first 5 people. We got to do that. Who are the first 5 people to show up, Crypto Hulk? 552 man, Gunner, MK_P, TK, Undeceivable Sheep. And I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, right around there. IBEW Dan. Let's take a look. I'm going to go through this little chat. The only pump and dump. Oh my God. This Maxine Waters thing is really doing too much. ZBCN is taking a hit. Look, I told you, look, all crypto right now, the prices are fake. They're fake. I'm telling you, they're fake. It doesn't really matter what the fucking prices are now. Sometimes we can get in on something, make some money. Sometimes not. You want to buy Zebek, buy it for what it is. Okay. I've gone over it. It's a great crypto. You know, if it's dumping, great. Let it dump all the way down to the bottom, then buy it. That'd be the best thing. Somebody was pumping that Zebek shit, and they had all the channels and stuff doing it. And what they did is they bought it when it was really low, and they pumped the fuck out of it. I was watching. That's why everybody's Zebek. They even get on this show and start writing Zebek. It was the advertising campaign. Like, I know. You know how I know? Because there was no fundamental news, and all of a sudden everybody's talking about Zebek trying to pump it up. That's how I know it's fake. So now you can prepare for these things. Look, here's what you do. No, here's what some people do. Is when you start seeing a big ad campaign, you could get on the train and then ride it up and stuff. I saw it all coming, but I'm like, I don't fucking care. I kept telling you, like, who the fuck's pumping this shit up? Like, why you keep talking about Zebek during the chat? So it's like one of these things where they probably get, I don't know how many people, 1,000 people or 500 people or something, start pumping, go to every single channel you can find and just start And for about a good 2 weeks, that's all. It was just nonstop Zebek. Somebody pumping that shit. Look, if I'm not talking about it, there's a good chance there ain't nothing to it, okay? If I don't see it coming up in fundamental news, then I'm not saying it's bad. Just listen. If I'm not talking about it, there must be a reason. I don't know what that reason is, but if I'm not seeing it in fundamental news, if I'm not seeing it link up with articles, I don't care if it's pumping or not. You see where I'm coming from? I look at fundamental news and I have to see facts. And just because, look, I'm telling you, as this crypto, as we get closer, these smart people are going to try to trick you out of your crypto. It's very easy with young, impressionable minds, weak-minded individuals. You got to have a Jedi mindset, okay? If Crypto Hulk is not showing it on his program, like Quant, I never even see it, hear it, this, that. I'm not saying anything bad about Quant. I'm just saying I don't see it anywhere in the news. Now, some people have articles. Oh, look here, Crypto Hulk. Swift did this. Okay, why? I'm not seeing it. That's all I'm saying is I'm not seeing it. Now, what I do on my program is shit that I see, I tell you about because it's in the news doing shit that everybody sees. These other things, people talk, oh, this one is worth $20 and yeah, they're working with this. Well, I'd never see it in the news. Why is that? Why is it a fucking ghost? Why is it a fucking ghost? Why don't I ever see it? Well, Crypto Hulk, it's linked up with Swift. I don't fucking care if it's linked up with your fucking grandma, okay? If I don't see it, I don't report on it. It's just like that. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's not going anywhere. What I do is we go with the sure thing, the easy kill. If I'm seeing, okay, Seals Q with HBAR, that shit's in the news every fucking week. They're making a new connection here. I didn't do an article on Seals Q that they're getting into smart homes and smart this and that, okay? The Seals Q and the HBAR is all over the fucking place. Okay. That's a no fucking brainer, right? It's an easy kill. Now, these other cryptos that never come up, I don't ever see them come up. Why the fuck am I going to talk about Crypto Hulk, do a deep dive on this or that? Well, if I have to deep dive it so much, why the fuck is it not in the news? Aha. All right. Now, a lot of companies, look, anybody can build on the XRP ledger. Just because a crypto is built on the XRP ledger doesn't mean shit. Let's put it like this. Everything, and I mean everything in the future is going to be built on the ledger. So what does that mean? Buy everything? No. So that's just the deal, man. People trying to pump shit. And if I'm not seeing it, it's got to have a great use case, and it's got to be working with the great company. Those are my conditions. I like seeing that. If I don't see a use case, but they're working with BlackRock, you see, it's one of those kind of things where you could be getting tricked, okay? Maybe if BlackRock decides to join a company just because, right? To distract people or whatever. I've got to see it in the news. And the more I like the HBAR, that Seals Q, that shit's always in the fucking news. I can't go 1 week without HBAR or without Seals Q, like hooking up with some company trying to do shit. It's every fucking week they're in the news. It's that fucking easy. Get HBAR. Get fucking Seals Q. Algorand's hooked up with HBAR, so is Ripple. I mean, these are fundamental shit that I'm seeing all the fucking time. But Crypto Hulk, why don't you talk about this one? We never hear about it. There's a reason for that. There's a fucking reason you never hear about it, okay? And whatever that reason is, I don't know. But it's not in the fucking news. They're not linking up with companies They don't have 15 different use cases like that fucking Seals Q HBAR shit. They showed in their thing. They got like 8 different use cases. That's how it goes. Southern Boy bought the ZBCN dip in the morning. If you want to buy ZBCN, just wait like a week or two when all this hype shit's over. Wait like a month. Crypto Hog, what about Axelar? Now, I was going to buy that one, and I still might. I took some profits on the root, so I'm still able to buy. I got money and it's burning a hole in my pocket. Okay, let's go. I've got a little bit of root. I'm waiting to see what happens in it. It'll die down. The hype will die it down, and then I'll just go back in and swoop it in. You don't see news on FedNow, Instant Payment, Partnerships, Metal, XPR, Bank Social, etc. Green Touch, probably Enterprises. Thank you very much for the tax-free donation there. Now let's... I want to move on because I'm not going to sit here and start talking about different cryptos. Look, if we talk about it on the show, then that's for show, but it means it's got real fundamental news use case. And I'm not going to really go over crypto on my show that I would never buy or that I think scammy. It's a waste of my fucking time. So if I'm talking about it, there's a good chance I'm probably going to invest in it. If I never talk about it, oh, well, it's kind of weird. Not saying it's going to do bad, but why is it never in the news? Where are the partnerships at? Why can't I verify any of this shit? I mean, if the news, if there's a crypto and the only news you find is on these websites that I never go over, like Joe Blow's crypto news channel, like who the fuck is that? That's a warning sign number one. When it's not on Cointelegraph, when it's not on Finextra, when it's not on like American Banker or something like that, when it's not on the good, very good news channels, still that would be like a warning sign. I'm not saying it's bad. Notice I say a warning sign. Why is it not? And then when they don't really have partnerships, and if they claim they have partnerships, why is it when you go to that website of the partner, they don't even talk about it? Oh, it's a secret partnership. Okay, so everything's a fucking secret. That's when I'm like, no. They promote their own news. Their own website is the site you go to for news? No. It'd be like starting a Crypto Hulk website, and then I have all the news that I say that I found on my own. Like, well, can I verify it with any other website? No, because no other website has the news. Interesting. All right, let's go with this right here. Bitcoin. We're starting off. Well, my name is Crypto Hulk. I'm not a financial advisor, not a crypto advisor. I don't know anything about crypto. Everything on the show is a lie. All the evidence I have is fake. My goal is to get you financially wrecked and destroyed. Bro, I got 2 lines. Before every show, I do 6 lines of cocaine. Really fat lines about as wide as my finger and deep. 6 of them. That's probably at least a full ounce snorting cocaine. I'll inject some heroin. Take a handful of roofie pills, and if that starts to slow down my heart rate too much, then I'll inject some methamphetamine in a liquid form. That's the best. Right into the main vein or a brachial artery, one of those two. And then after that, I start the show. I've always done that for every single show I've ever made. Just putting that out there, too. It's fun doing drugs. I love it. Next. Oh my God, really? Freedom Rings says this. Listen, I love this. Sorry, everyone. I had a phone call. Hope everyone is doing well. Oh my God. Well, we're all glad you're back. We can start the show now. Wow, some people are really something special. So, with YT decides to shut down my views, so I need your assistance every show, and that's faux show. Leave a comment in the show and in the after show. Put a comment in there. Save this video to your favorites. Next, make a playlist of 8 videos. Wait, share this video with everybody you know, even your own self. You can share the same shows every day to yourself. It's A-okay with me. I won't tell nobody. And we share the programs with yourself so you can watch them later. We're not doing this to manipulate any kind of algo, and I won't say rhythm. Lastly, make an 8-video playlist. Play it every day. I expect you to sit there for 8 hours and just watch the show. Now, if at any point you need to temporarily turn off the sound, use the keyboard, not the YT phone app if you're using a phone, and don't go to the YT bottom left corner or whatever and mute it, because they know if you mute it, and then they'll contact me and say, oh, false. I forgot the terms they use, but they alert me when people do that. So don't do it. And don't blink at all, or YT will know. Oh my God. Don't blink at all. All right. Let's go over this Bitcoin. I've only told you now for about 5 years that Bitcoin's a pile of trash. Let's listen to this title. Meta, which is Facebook. I know it by Facebook. I mean, I joined Facebook when, I don't know, 2002? 3? Shit, a long time ago. Meta, Amazon, and Microsoft shareholders all overwhelmingly reject strategic Bitcoin reserve. Oh, wait a second, Crypto Hulk. Well, I thought, now, Crypto Hulk, I thought all these companies were going to put Bitcoin in their reserves, instead of holding cash. Well, you thought wrong. Well, but Michael Saylor's a special one. He'll be in the suicide hotline. He'll be calling them, hopefully. In the latest blow to Bitcoin maximalists, Meta Platforms shareholders have delivered a decisive rebuke to the idea of adding Bitcoin to the company's treasury. With more than 99% voting against approval to even assess such a move. Wow. 99% of Meta shareholders are like, we don't want Bitcoin. 99%. This landslide rejection stands in stark contrast. Everybody always talks about this MicroStrategy guy. Who the fuck is he? Like, who the fuck is this guy? Trump media and GameStop raises critical questions about how the prevailing narrative that U.S. corporations are eager to adopt a Bitcoin reserve. No, they're not. Everybody knows. Here's the thing. The government who started all this crypto shit, they're purposely trying to get people into Bitcoin and the dumb shit. And I've been showing you for 5 years from day one. I've already been telling you government conspiracy. I already have been showing you all the evidence. Ripple China, Ripple Russia. How does, see, here's the thing. I can't go to any of these Ripple XRP functions because it's completely fucking idiotic. First off, everybody working at Ripple, they're all government agents, contractor, subcontractor. I showed you on the Ripple website where it says Ripple is a government contractor, subcontractor. They erased that off the website the next day. So we now know officially Ripple is a contractor. What do they do? And then I had this one dumb shit say one time on my program, oh, that doesn't mean anything, Crypto Hulk. My uncle was a contractor and he had a donut hot dog stand at the government's whatever business. I don't think Ripple's selling hot dogs and donuts. I don't think that's what they're contracted for. Now, I'm sure your uncle loves selling hot dogs and taking them, if you know. And I'm sure your uncle took the hot dog in his buns, okay? I'm sure he did. And he sure loved those donuts, okay? That's the kind of contractor your uncle was, selling wieners and nuts, okay? I got that from your family. Hey, you guys are a special breed of fucking retarded. Ripple is a contractor, subcontractor, not selling donuts or hot dogs. I think we kind of know what Ripple's contracted to do for. See, Ripple's working for the government. That's what a contractor is. Oh. They're not painting the walls. They're not sweeping floors. Ripple is a contractor working for the government, okay? It was on their website, and if somebody goes back far enough and wants to research all this shit that I say, I got plenty of episodes. You can pull up the episode and be like, damn, Crypto Hulk show. I think I showed it with my camera too. So let's press on. Let me copy paste this video again in case brand newbies show up. Paste. All right. Meta Bitcoin proposal at Meta's 2025. So Facebook had an annual shareholder meeting. It was a resolution introduced by Ethan Peckerhead of the National Center for Public Policy, urging the company to consider converting part of their $72 billion cash pile into Bitcoin. Proponents argued that Bitcoin's fixed supply, wow, how fucking stupid, outperformance of bonds in recent years made it a superior long-term store of value. Wow. But what does it do? What does Bitcoin do? Nothing. Okay, well then what is it backed by? Nothing. Are you serious? Like, look, I'm not a computer coder. I can't code for shit. I think I took a computer training class in junior high in 7th grade when the computer first came out. We had like Commodore VIC-20s or something like that. Like back when the dinosaurs were still on the earth, right? Commodore VIC-20 kind of computer thing. And you'd like type in line 10, but and then at one point at line 60, you'd write go to 10, which is line 10. I don't remember. It's something like that. We'd have to type in some shit. I think I got a D in computer programming. I did. Computers bored the fuck out of me in 7th grade. I'm only in crypto to get rich. I'm not fascinated by it. It's not exciting to me. It's boring as shit. The only thing I'm concerned about is making serious fucking dollars. That's it. I'm not trying to learn the tech. I don't want to learn the tech. I just want the fucking money. Okay, that's what I'm here for, to show you. So yeah, at Meta, nobody's going for that. They have the conference saying, we're going to go to the next article. It's the same at these other companies, at Microsoft, at Amazon. These people don't want the shit. They just keep bringing up MicroStrategy. Why is MicroStrategy in every single paragraph? There's somebody out there in the government, I know it's CIA. They always play these head games with people. See, they figure, like, if you're in a room with 30 people and 30 people say the wall's blue, then I'm going to say the wall's blue. It's not. I'm going to say what color the wall is. I don't care what. See, all these people in cryptocurrency, they got their own channels. And look, on my channel, I know what the evidence is. I can't sit at a conference knowing that our government is Ripple. How do you have Ripple China? How do you have Ripple Russia? How do you hook these countries up as a company called Ripple? You can't do that. It's a national security. And then I can't say threat. How do we have all that? It's because Ripple is the government and they were working with China. On my channel, we have all the evidence, and I can't go to a conference and try to sit there and it's the fucking government, man. That's so fucking stupid. This whole Ripple thing, they're laughing at all of you that go to these conferences. They're laughing at you. It's just how it is. That's why my channel is so heavily shadow banned, whatever platform I use, because they know that this channel knows. I could go on a TikTok. I can go on a TikTok, brand new channel, all this stuff. I'll be banned one of the first few posts. It's like that. They know my material content is real. And that's why I didn't go to this event. I don't want to start talking about names. I didn't go to any event this weekend in Las Vegas because it's fucking retarded. It's embarrassing. Grown men go to some dumb shit like this. I want to meet Brad Garlinghouse. How fucking stupid is that? A government agent? What's so big as a government agent? See how fucking stupid this shit is? Yeah, I just decided I can't go to dumb shit like that. I mean, I wanted to visit Las Vegas, and just if it was some other event where there wasn't a room full of dumb shit people, then I probably could go. But that thing is so fucking stupid. And then David Schwartz, that guy's been working for the government, like the National Security, and I won't say administration. That guy's been working for the NSA since like fucking 1988. He's one of the biggest government plants that we have. Who the fuck wants to meet him? I mean, he works for the fucking government, and now he's pretending. Everybody's laughing at you guys that go to that dumb shit. They're all laughing. David Schwartz has been working for the government for like 30, 40 years as a coder. They probably picked him up when he was still in high school. And everyone's like, yeah, go David Schwartz. Yeah, and he's laughing his ass off, thinking he's got everybody fooled. Yeah, he's some kind of a cult superhero. He's a government agent. He's a contractor. That's all that's going on here. It's like this. When they rolled out the first Federal Reserve, they did it in the middle of the night, like on a New Year's Eve or some shit, and they voted on all this stuff. And they did it all secret. Right now, they're doing it right in front of everybody, and we got all these dumb shits that line up. It's very sad. We got all these dumb shits that line up and want to go to Las Vegas for some dumb shit conference. Truly sad. And the government is laughing their arses off. They're doing it in front of you, and these channels have no idea. The people that go to these conferences are so fucking clueless. Ripple is the government. They have no idea. How the fuck you got Ripple Israel in 2013? Can somebody fucking explain that to me? Ripple Israel with a new digital shekel. Ripple Israel. Hey, Ripple, can you explain that? No, see, it's the government. I can't go to a conference. These people are fucking brain dead. James Anderson says, I'd rather spend my money on buying more crypto. Exactly. I went because I had to go meet Caleb and Brown, which I wanted to very badly. And I got a great price on the hotel and the airfare for two. Friday night, check this out. Venetian, which is the best hotel. Friday, Saturday night. My flight left Friday morning at 9:20 a.m. So I didn't get one of the, I got to be in Las Vegas a whole day. And then Sunday, my flight leaves at like 5 p.m. Everybody else, their flights were leaving on whatever. I left Friday morning, got to Vegas at 10:30, 11. I was at the hotel at like 11 a.m. So I basically had all this time, Friday, Saturday night in a great hotel, airfare, no layovers, nothing, direct flights, $1,000, actually $980. So yeah, basically $500 a person for air flight, direct flights. It was great. No layovers, nothing, just straight boom. 56 minutes to Las Vegas, 56 minutes back. Uber ride from the house to the airport, etc. Pretty much $1,000 for two people. Great deal. Joshua Joseph says, how funny how all the other channels are promoting Caleb Brown now. Yep. So I'll tell you what, I've never had a sponsor except Caleb Brown. The other channels have had, probably since I've been watching them, 30 or 40 sponsors at least. So they'll take anybody, anything they can get, you know, it's ridiculous. All right. Midas. Let's go over this one. Algorand. Some of you that haven't bought Algorand's, now is your time to strongly consider Algorand. Here's a real world. It doesn't get a whole lot more real than this. Midas, there's a company called Midas. It's in Germany. We'll get into the German thing here in a minute. Midas launches a tokenized treasury bill on Algorand. Now remember, Algorand's a Ripple partner with Hedera. Algorand redid their whole platform. Algorand got a brand new seal. Algorand's all brand new. Let's put it like that. Out with the old, in with the new. The first atomic swap conducted on May 27th saw $2 million in Circle exchanged for the new Midas Treasury bill. German tokenization protocol Midas has launched a tokenized U.S. Treasury bill on the Algorand blockchain. Algorand is one of those cryptos I know I need to get, and I keep postponing it. If you want a crypto that's been under the radar for years, Algorand is it. There's, from what I understand, Algorand came out of Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Gary Gensler, MIT College is a major Ripple early adopter. I think they're a validator or something, a node on Ripple's network. So Algorand is something where it's quiet. Don't let the quietness fool you. I think Algorand's going to be a fucking monster, okay? German, so you got the German connection in here. That means something right there. Other channels have no idea. When I saw this, I'm like, I've got to read this article to these people. German tokenization protocol Midas has launched a tokenized United States Treasury bill on the Algorand blockchain, offering European investors Notice how they're not doing this in Europe. I find a lot of this interesting, how Europe has the MiCA, market and crypto assets. They're trying to come up with these regulation things, which they already kind of have. The United States doesn't, but the United States has the tokenization going on. And whereas I don't see Europe doing this as much. So something's going on. I don't know what it is, but I just wanted to call your attention to that. Now, here we have Midas is tokenizing here. It started May 27th. Now, here's what's interesting. It's for retail investors. So far, that BlackRock Biddle tokenization thing, all these other tokenizations that we've seen are not for people like you and me, us poor people. This one's different. It's for retail. Midas says the MT bill, which stands for Midas T-bill, Treasury bill, offers a lower barrier to entry-level retail investors. Now, this is interesting why they're letting us in on this. I don't know the answer, but just I'm showing you to pay attention. Rather than existing tokenized money market funds, such as BlackRock, they're talking about it right there. Okay. With BlackRock's Biddle, to buy into BlackRock's Biddle, you need to have $5 million. You see that? That's fucking crazy. It's as if they don't want people like us in. It's almost like BlackRock is not wanting us to come up. So they say, oh, anybody can get into Biddle, but you got to have $5 million to buy in. I'm like, what? Why can't they have it smaller amounts? They don't want to deal. They don't want us to be rich. That's the whole point. Algorand's 20 cents, and its high was $3.20. Very interesting. Yeah, I remember Algorand was expensive. Like when I first got into crypto, Algorand I think was around $1, $2, $3 or something like that back in 2020. Algorand was like one of those expensive ones. XRP was like around 8 cents or 5 cents. Then Algorand was like $3.20. People were like, oh shit, Algorand. Algorand completely redid itself. And I'm telling you, Algorand's the fucking deal. If you want to get a crypto that's a fucking monster, but they've got it quieted right now, Algorand is it. It says here, Algorand is a decentralized network known for offering scalable applications and rapid transactions. It says here, these assets will make their way to our DeFi ecosystem in the coming weeks. So what I'm showing you right here is Algorand's price in a few weeks is going to start going up considerably, okay? I want to give you advance notice. Remember how like BlackRock had Biddle? And that fund, I went over it right away. And the Ondo, I went over Ondo before Ondo was even a thing. I'm showing you another example of something that's going to take off. And that's Algorand. I don't know how much it's going to take off, but in a few weeks, this stuff's going to hit the market. So this article's showing you Algorand is not right now. It's not going up right now. But they're telling you Algorand is now going to tokenize treasury bills for Midas. They're going to be used in this whole process. Algorand's going to have a use case that we all know of. And in a few weeks, that price is going to go up. Okay, from what I'm reading right here. So it might be something to be interested in. I'm going to probably consider it myself because I don't have any. So we'll see in a few weeks what happens. So other than that, it starts talking about other cryptos here. I'm going to stop the article right there. Let me check the comments. Oh, wait. Okay. So we're talking about, I still got a little bit left here. another article here. So Midas is a German company. What I found interesting is Ripple's first bank. Now, here's another thing. Jay Vale tells us this. Short-term treasury bills are needed to cover the Genius Act stipulations. I have a feeling, this is just my feeling, but I have a feeling Algorand's going to go up in less than a few weeks from now. Especially if what Jay Vale says is correct, and the Genius Act requires stablecoins like this to boost liquidity or whatever it does, then breathing easy coatings and glazing. Talk about the pump and dump. I know, man, these fucking dummies out there. So yeah, get that Algorand. You might be able to pump it and dump it. I would suggest keeping it, but you can do whatever the fuck you want. Here's the article here with Germany and Ripple. I just said this is from a Ripple page. Now, Germany comes up in almost all this shit, okay? Why? Because Ripple Labs announces Fedora Bank as the first bank to use Ripple. I want you to see this now. You got Ripple America, Ripple San Francisco, technology company. Why do they go to Germany to set up their first bank? Wouldn't you naturally think? Now, this is when Ripple first started. Think about this. Ripple first started like 2014. We hadn't even had the Ripple settlement yet of 2015, where the court determined Ripple XRP as a currency. We haven't had that yet. Yet Ripple makes, see what I'm saying? That's why I can't go to a conference. It's so fucking retarded. How does Ripple, who's not even considered a currency yet, the XRP, go over to Germany and start a money service business in a bank? Ripple hooks up with a bank. Not even a money service. Ripple hooks up with a real bank. That's like as high as you can go. Money service businesses, you can get permits and do shit. But when you're a fucking bank, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, Ripple does this. They just started. How does a startup hook up with a bank in Germany? Not even in America. Like, how do you do that? This doesn't even make sense, right? Okay. Now, that same year, 2014, here's why my channel constantly gets banned. For what I just told you and what I'm about to tell you. That same year, 2014, Ripple hires a German defense minister. You know what a defense minister is? Like, they're in charge of all the tanks and the planes and the guns and the BOMBS and shit like that. Why does Ripple hire a defense minister to be really? Do you not see what's going on? So in 2014, Ripple just starts. They just start, right? I'm trying to show you how idiotic all this is and why I can't sit in a conference and listen to Ripple talk all their dumb shit with their government plants like Brad Garlinghouse and David Schwartz. Now, I hate to say Monica Long too. She was in on this too, but you get it. She gets a free pass. What happens is Ripple's brand new. They they work with a bank in Germany, first customer, and then all of a sudden, now they hire a German defense minister that same year. As a brand new company, why would you're involved in cryptocurrency? Why are you hiring a defense minister? Does this make any sense? No. When stuff doesn't make sense to Crypto Hulk, that's when I know something's not right. And this whole thing ain't right, okay? Now, as far as Algorand goes, they joined Ripple about a year ago exactly. Here's the article on that. Right there. Here's the article from May 9th. Ripple and XRP Ledger Labs joins Hedera and Algorand. There's a reason why Algorand and Hedera a year ago joined Ripple, because it's all coming together right now. Right now. All right, next article is we're going to trash talk Ethereum, and that won't be that hard. It's just as shitty as Bitcoin. Let's take a little looky-loo here. The Ethereum Foundation lays off their staff. The Ethereum Foundation lays off their staff. And they rebrand their core team. You know what it means when you rebrand? The crypto that you used to be is shit, and you're trying to create something out of shit. That's what that means. Just thought I'd let you know. The Ethereum Foundation has restructured. That means, obviously, who was ever working there before wasn't any good. And whatever platform you had before, like the Ethereum platform, wasn't any good. It's polite to say they're restructuring. Restructuring is getting rid of dumb shit. That's what it actually means. So Ethereum is restructuring its core development team and reduced headcount to focus on scaling. Scaling, it can't reach enough people. Ethereum cannot reach enough people to work. But Crypto Hawk, why is it $3,000? I don't know. It's a $3,000 pile of shit that I've been telling you about for 5 years. The Ethereum Foundation has restructured its internal development group, rebranding its core research team, and laying off some staff in the process. Oh, I'm sure they're laying off all of those motherfuckers. The process of shipping protocol is messy, asking us to respond proactively to demands that are hard to articulate. Okay, I'm going to go through this really fast because this Ethereum is such a dumb shit. They're advancing in ZK Ethereum virtual machine level layer 2s. Look, they know Ethereum doesn't work at all. That's why Allbridge has to come in with Stellar. That's why Stellar has to come in to create an Allbridge, because Ethereum doesn't work. That's why. And Ripple has to come up with Axelar to act as an Ethereum virtual machine bridge, because Ethereum doesn't work. Now, I'm not going to read any more of this article. It's so fucking stupid. Let's go right here. Let me show you something. Way back in 2015, we have something called the illegal Ethereum Genesis sale. Here's how these rich people do this, okay? They're not smart. They just cheat a lot, okay? Here's this video I just sent you. Go to the 6-second mark. I mean, you can go to the 1 second, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, 5 second. What do we see here? The Ethereum logo, and it says terms and conditions of the. This is what no other channel has ever shown, okay? I've been showing this for like 3 years. Nobody else has ever shown this. You have the terms and conditions of the Ethereum Genesis sale. This is illegal right here. Warning, do not purchase Ethereum if you are not an expert in dealing with cryptographic tokens. Warning, cryptographic tokens of value may experience. Warning, the purchase of Ethereum. Do you know what we have here? It's called a disclosure. That's when you have a security sale. What this is, an illegal security sale. They sold it out of Switzerland, not the United States. They sold it out of Switzerland. Now, the SEC could still block things, but the SEC did nothing because they're in on it with the government. See, the Ethereum is a government project. They hired Vitalik Buterin to do. This is my opinion. Now, I have a lot of evidence I'm not getting into now. I've already shown it how the Chinese are all the way up into their neck in this Ethereum stuff. The Chinese made the wallets for this. What a Genesis sale was this. Vitalik Buterin and the government that worked with him, which is the United States, and I'm sure the government was involved in stuff. They created a bunch of cryptos, and they wanted to see which ones. It's like you throw something at the wall and see what sticks, okay? Ethereum fell down right away and hit the ground because it's a pile of shit. What happens in a block sale like this, it's different than how you buy them on an exchange, okay? What Ethereum did is they took a bunch, 67 million of these. They took them and they sold them off. So at one price, it doesn't go up like you and me would go up, up, up. What they do is to their friends, and they disguised all these sales. They admitted it. You know, you can listen to all the other channels with the Ethereum free pass shit or whatever they call it. Ethereum's been doing all kinds of shit since day one. It's never worked. What's the purpose of the Ethereum sale? Is they told you in this website, if you look through the whole thing that I show you, what they're doing is selling Ethereum so they can improve the system. They told you this way back in 2015. We are selling, they say it on the website. I've shown it before. We're selling these Ethereum to improve this. Well, that's a security sale right there. And it was illegal. But Ethereum, look, Ethereum's been broke since day one when it was proof of work. That's why they had the sale. They sold 69 million Ethereum. I think it was, 69 million or something like that. Here's the next page. If you're brand new, you're going to like this. Look right here, and I'm going to show you what second to go to. Go to the 21-second mark. At the 21-second mark, you'll see Ethereum roadmap. Intended use of revenue. Well, that sounds interesting. Terms and condition of the Ethereum Genesis sale. And then finally, the Ether product purchase agreement. Now, does this sound to you like they're just selling crypto indiscriminately, like an exchange? Okay. Or does it sound to you like there's a security sale going on here? Terms and conditions, and that's not, did you have to read and sign all that when you bought your crypto off an exchange? No, because you're just buying it off an exchange, right? This was an organized fundraiser selling off shares of Ethereum. That's where you get the product purchase agreement to improve Ethereum, because it didn't work back then. It still doesn't work now. They are redoing the whole Ethereum. How is it $2,300 or something? You got me. It's got to be fake, because they're redoing the whole fucking thing. Now, let me tell you something. What would happen if XRP said, we're going to redo the whole blockchain? You know what? We kind of fucked up when we made it. This whole thing ain't working. You know what happened to the price of XRP? It'd probably go to a nickel. All right. So this whole Ethereum thing is just straight up crazy. And I'm not familiar with the whole White Rock thing, so I can't really speak on that. All right. Digital Giro. Where are we at time-wise? Okay, one last article. We're going to go over to Europe, and something really big, I think, is starting right now. Global crypto regulations. I think it's going to start soon. Here's your article right there. What we got, I've been telling you, there's two things we need to be rich. Global crypto regulations, right? And then global tokenization. Those are the two things. Look, I don't care when stuff pumps because it's going to dump. This is how it goes. If you're good at timing crypto, if I go over shit and it goes up, great. But just understand it's going to go down. If you don't understand, well, I don't want to get wrecked, then don't invest in it. Wait, just buy it when it's low. Okay. Some people know how to time shit. I'm not the investor person. I'm the last person to try to, like, if I have to explain this to you, you shouldn't even be investing in crypto to start with. For real. Right here, you got Europe. The digital euro, not MiCA, is the key to managing crypto risk, says the Bank of Italy. Okay, let me tell you what I'm going to tell you before I tell you. All right, so in Europe, it appears to me all Europe has done is kind of jam up crypto. They never wanted to do with crypto projects. They're always trying to outlaw cryptos in their country and stuff and create this market in crypto assets. This whole thing was a complete fucking joke. There's a stall tactic going on in Europe and the United States. The United States did a thing with Gary Gensler to shut down crypto for 4 years. Gary Gensler shut it down for the SEC. Rostin Benman, these are all Democrats, shut down the commodities future for crypto. And that Martin Grunberg, who worked for the Federal Reserve, the FDIC, Federal Deposit Insurance, he shut down all the crypto so the banks wouldn't have it. Okay, that's what happened for 4 years under the Democrats with Joseph Biden as what we call president. In Europe, what they did is create something called MiCA, Market and Crypto Assets. They made it appear that they're trying to get crypto regulations to get it was a big. They're saying right now in Europe, look, we're getting rid of MiCA. We're getting rid of MiCA. You see that? That's a stall tactic. That whole thing was a stall tactic. Right here, you have the Bank of Italy, the chief saying MiCA is not the key to managing the risk. What the fuck they've been doing the last 4 years with this MiCA? Stall tactic, okay? Stall tactic. If we go to this article, go right under the picture, it says here, the digital euro as a key tool for controlling the risk of increasing cryptocurrency adoption. There's no more talk of MiCA. MiCA's going to go adios, bye-bye, okay? It was a fake experiment to stall crypto adoption in Europe. They're saying right now, Fabio Panetta, the guy that used to run the ECB, I think it's that big fat guy that weighs like 600 pounds. Digital euro is the key. So now all of a sudden they're switching away from a MiCA, market and crypto asset, and now they're saying that the digital euro is a way to go. Oh, all of a sudden now. How convenient, right? Trump gets elected. We're trying to pass different crypto acts, and none of these acts are going to be the one. Congress is going to have to come up with something way better. These are stall tactics as well. This Genius Act and the Stablecoin. These are not the ones. I'm just letting you know. Now, if you go down to where it says risks stemming from foreign platforms, go to the last paragraph. He says, he called for stronger international cooperation. and urged the EU to lead on establishing global regulatory standards. What are the two things I've been telling you? Had to have been for about 3 years now. What are the two things I'm telling you we need to get rich? Global crypto regulations and global tokenization, right? What are they calling for now in Europe? Global crypto regulations. That's what they're calling for now. This whole MiCA thing was a stall tactic, okay? Gary Gensler, Rustin Benman, Martin Grunberg, these were all stall tactics to shut everything down while they're tokenizing the fuck out of things on private ledgers and not letting us know, okay? So this is what I wanted to show you right there. Stronger. Europe is now, all of a sudden now, stronger international cooperation and the European Union to lead, not the United States. Europe says they want the EU to lead on establishing global regulatory standards. Why do you think I think this will happen? Is because France already controls the XRP Ledger Foundation. Germany, Ripple's first bank, that went to France. France owns that too. Very interesting. Go to where it says digital euro is ultimately the right tool. It's written really big. Panetta said that only a digital euro backed by the central bank could offer the necessary trust, functionality in a changing payment landscape. The Europeans are going to come up with their own money. Like centralized, like communist shit. Very interesting. Now, who do you think is going to help build? Hey, I don't know where it ends up, but I know where it starts. Let me show you who's going to start making this digital money. Making the money. Watch right here. I'm going to show you who's going to make it. Brand new people, got a Christmas present for you. The Digital Euro Association partners with Ripple. Oh, shit. What? They're talking about a European money, right? They have this thing called the Digital Euro. It's crypto, right? There's an association. 3 years ago, they joined up with Ripple. Oh, shit. Yeah. Look at that right there. You can read the article yourself. I think we already know who's going to build that. It's not Ethereum and it's not Bitcoin. Oh, shit, Crypto Hulk. And if you got Stellar, congratulations. If you have the XLM Crypto, congratulations to you. They are also members of the Digital Euro Association because the EURC launches on Stellar. Well, isn't that something special? There's something called the EURC. Circle and the Stellar Development Foundation announced the EURC. So they've already, Europe has already been allowing Circle to be it. Circle is the test. Now, what's going to happen is Europe's going to have to make their own crypto. So they gave Circle permission. It's not the government. Circle was the test rat. Okay, Stellar is the platform. What you're going to see is the European government will, look, anybody can build on Ripple, anybody can build on Stellar. Get it? So the government will more than likely create their own platform, but they're going to build on top of the Stellar network. That's my belief. And the government, just like with Ripple went into Australia, correct? Well, Dilip Rao left Ripple, went to work for Australia. So it's like Ripple going to fix Australia's money system. Australia's got a pretty good deal. So Europe, I feel in the same way. Somebody from Ripple and Stellar, probably from Ripple, has already went to work for the EU to create their money. Okay, if you look at, I don't know how to find out all this stuff, but you could find out for the past 5 years how many people from Ripple have left and where did they go. And it would be interesting to find out how many Ripple employees left to go to Europe to help them build the digital EU currency they're going to be making. That would be a thing right there. I don't have time or the yeah, it would take me a lot of time, but I'll bet you a lot of people that left Ripple, because that's what Ripple is. It's like a government temp agency. They go in and out and in and out. Ripple probably was sending people over to the EU to get them started on how to build one of those things. So now the other option is Europe could take over due to eminent domain. I don't know how it's going down. I'm not going to try to predict all the shit. It doesn't matter. What do we do know? That Ripple is an actual member of the Digital Euro Foundation. That's what we do know. And we do know that Circle is totally thumbs up with the EU as far as regulation. So there's going to be some kind of the EU is going to have to somehow build on Ripple and Stellar both. And I don't know how it's going down, but anyhow, what I do know is we're 6 minutes over time. And, oh, wait. If you do an AI search, Google AI, let me share this with you before we leave. What I did is I typed in Google, what crypto has passed MiCA regulation? So if you do that to Google AI, and you come up with an answer, there's a paragraph down here. You got the EURC, which is a Euro coin by Circle. You have the EURCV, which is by Societe Generale Forge. That's a Ripple partner. You got Eurite by Banking Circle. You have Quantos, the EURD. I think Quantos is Algorand. All right. Quantos again. And then some other ones I don't quite know. I think one of them is built on Ethereum, maybe. But what are we seeing here? Stable coins in Europe are either already Circle or Ripple based. That's it right there. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, it's very clear there's going to be 2 stable coins. Tether's no one's using that shit. All right. So you either got Ripple or Stellar involved in Europe already, either through regulations or through the Ripple through the EU association, Digital Euro Association. So it's coming down to those 2 crypto companies. So I don't know how it's gonna. What's the name? Or they'll figure out some way to get the technology, but it ain't coming from Tether. It's not coming from anybody else. That European Euro is going to run on XRP and Stellar, because Stellar's going to handle the low. I don't know what's the name of the company going to be. Look, it's all the secret shit, okay? But at least we know it's one of those 2. It's not like we got to figure it out. You got Algorand in there. I'm sorry. Yeah, like I said, it's the Algorand, and then Circle and Ripple. So there, and Circle runs on Stellar. So there you have that. Very interesting. Okay, now Mr. OG says, my bet is the Ripple Labs USD will replace the collapsing USDT. I'll see everyone later, says Game Changer. Okay, let's do a quick little check. Coin market cap. Let's see how Root is doing. Let me take a look here, everybody. Well, it's at 52%. Half the people took profits. I don't blame you. So it was like at 102% when I started the show. Now it's at 52%. So, but it was fun watching that thing just going up, 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 up. And but it's a solid project. I'll see what happens to the price. I hate to say it, but I hope it goes back down to 0.00 something, 02 or something, then I'll probably buy back in again. All righty then. I'm out of here. I'll see if anybody wants to come back tonight. Right now it's about 8:10 a.m. I should have the show at about 5 or 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. So that's in about 10 hours from now. And I think that'll be it. So I'll see you all then.